Well, another one of these drive-alongs. Just a little story. Somebody I met last night, their story actually, that they told me. Some people that live up the street from me. A little hoarse this morning. Yeah, it's a man that lives up the road from me, not far, in this little town, around the corner. And I know the woman he's dating. I used to work with her. Actually, I worked for her. I was the quality manager of her business some years ago. Kind of friends of the family. I don't see them often. They, like everybody else, they've all moved all over the place, gotten on with their lives. And these people, they're in their 70s and actually early 80s. The man's in his early 80s. They apparently like to socialize. Friday nights, a lot of people gather at his house of all ages, I'd say in their 30s, 40s and up. And they socialize. And I'm certain there's no drugs going around or anything like that. Just food, a lot of food. Supposedly really good food, and beers, maybe wine, and that's it, and nothing weird going on or illegal. I'm pretty certain of that. There's no bar, no restaurant in my little town, so people making do, I guess. But people have, a couple of people I know have said I need to go over there and meet these people. And am I antisocial? Maybe a little bit, even though part of me says, yeah, I should meet some new people. And I know the one is pretty good people that I know go there, pretty decent. Maybe I'd go over and meet this guy. And last night I bumped into somebody that said, come on over. So I did, and I met this guy, and not a big deal, but we got to talking, him and I, and he was telling me he lost his wife 4 years ago, something like that. And it just came up because he lived in the town I lived in. It's really part of the town I live in now, but my town has a bunch of little sub-towns, like a lot of towns do. But he lived out in the area I lived in 5 years ago, 6 years ago now, almost. And so that came up. Yeah, I used to live on that road right up the street from you. Look at that, huh? Sorry, got to show you the view. And he told me he moved to the village where, I met him last night, right around near where I live. Easy walking distance. Because his wife died. So that came up, and it came up that he really loved her. This man was 82. They've been married since the early 60s. Something like that, or mid-60s. Somewhere around there, in the 60s. They've been married for a long time, and she died. And he told me he was devastated. And I told him, yeah, that we have that in common, because when I lived out there in that area, I was with Jen, and they knew of her. It's a small town, and her family. And I said, she just died a little over a year ago, and I'm completely devastated. So I can relate. We have that in common, that we both moved out of here, and well, it came up. He told me that his wife appeared to him at some point after she died. I don't think it was immediately, but she appeared to him, and I said, really? Of course I'm interested in that, because you've heard my stories. And I got to take one more view break of the lake, just to let you know how blessed I am to live in this beautiful area. That's something pictures don't do it justice. All right, I get going back to what I was talking about. get this thing straightened out. He told me that she appeared to him, and he said to me he could see her as clear as he was standing there talking to me. And I think she was sitting on a couch, he said. And he said that she told him, you need to get on with your life and try to be happy, she told him. And she said, I'll see you again. And that was it. She vanished. And I said, that's just the same message I got from Jen. As she appeared to me twice, told me I needed to move on with my life now, and appeared to me again and told me she loved me. And that, how similar is that? That this man's wife, according to him, he meant it. I mean, he really wanted to impress upon me that this really happened. And yeah, that she said, need to get on with your life and try to be happy. I'll see you again. And boop, that was it. And he said, I said he saw her clear as he was talking to me. I have no reason not to believe this man. He wasn't drinking or anything. I want you to understand, this isn't like a big party scene. These people get together, it's more food and just talking. You know, beats sitting around alone like I've been doing for a long time. Though some people seem to be A-okay with sitting around alone, I'm not. I just endure it. But I wonder, you know, it was great to hear this man tell this. It kind of validated, again, to me, my own experiences. And my father appeared to my mother with a similar message about a month and a half, 2 months after he died. And I told that story on here. Farm equipment, man. Green and gold, my favorite two colors together. There's a saying, a Welsh saying, blue and green must never be seen unless there's something in between. That's a fashion statement. I had a guy from England tell me that years ago. Well, I think I had blue jeans and a green shirt on. And he said, dots and blue and green must never be seen unless there's something in between. So, well, blue and green works out pretty good in nature, doesn't it? With the green grass and blue sky. All right, so that's about it. I'll try to keep these Tim Blab sessions tuned down a bit. This isn't really a Tim Blab because it's actually a little event I wanted to share with you. And this is, again, I feel the need to tell this for my own self in ways, but also if you've lost loved ones, as we all do, if you live long enough, I've got a lot of reason to believe that you will meet up again. And it doesn't always happen the way, you know, it did for this man and with me and even my mom, who saw my father, who, you know, told her that he was doing good and he looked good and that he had other places to go, and walked off and vanished, and he just wanted her to know that he was okay. We don't always get that, and if you didn't, don't worry about it. I think it just it doesn't happen all the time. And you can believe these, you know, or not. You can make of them whatever you want. There's no scientific proof of any of this, which makes it all the more interesting, really. But those that have experienced these visitations know they're very, very real, and they always have one thing in common. The one coming back wants them to know that they're okay, that they love them, and that we need to move on with our lives to try to get past the grieving. And it occurred to me that maybe those spirits of our loved ones that return, maybe they need this too. Maybe they need to let us know these things as well. It's kind of good for both parties. Those of us still here yet, and those that have been here and moved on So, yep, that's what he told me. He said he saw her clear as day, and he told me the story 2 or 3 times. He really wanted to impress upon me that it really happened, and I know how that feels because I do the same thing. And he said that she said, you need to try to get on with your life. You need to get on with your life and try to be happy. I'll see you again. That's beautiful. Maybe true love does endure. I think it does. But be sure and tell our loved ones about Jesus Christ. And spread the good news. It's our obligation. Okay, thank you. Good day.